Yeah, baby. It's Saturday night, baby. Yeah, let's go. All right. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining me for this stream. Let's go ahead and pull up the comments here so I can see what you guys are actually saying. Let's see. All right. Okay. Oh, didn't mean to add that to a queue. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Now I can see you guys. Here we go. Hello from Florida, Nelson Lopez says. All right, so during this live stream, we are going to talk a lot about graphics cards, as usual. There's also some different stuff I'm going to be bringing to the channel, so yeah, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of different stuff today. By the way, if you guys are watching this live stream right now, let's go ahead and just hit that like button, try and get this to as many people as possible. I'm going to go ahead and wait on some of the bigger topics until we get some more people in here. But yeah, go ahead and just hit that like button. Let's try and see if we can get 100 likes here. So what did AMD do this time? Oh, you know. You know they're always, all these companies are always up to something. All right. Braden B says, yo. All right, I'm going to go ahead and actually tell the Discord about this real quick. Let's get the Discord in on this. I forgot to tell them we are live. All right, there we go. I'm going to put this back on the ground actually so it doesn't buzz and make all kinds of noise. All right, hi, Corbani Watchman. Thank you so much for watching the live stream. As Sereno says, what's up, dude? By the way, if you guys are just joining, I'm going to wait on bringing in the topics until we get a few more people in here. So I'm just going to answer some questions right away. Let's see. Just subbed, Brandon Venosa says, well, thank you so much for subscribing. Do the intro. Yeah, sure. Here we go. Oh, my gosh, my back. Ooh, that did actually crack something there. That was... How much dono for intro? $1,000. There you go. Increase sound. Oh, here's the problem, guys. My mic wasn't close enough. Hopefully that helps. All right, is that good now? Let's tell me if that's good or not. What do you think about the 6600 XT price? I think too high. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Yeah, much better. Okay, good. Way better. Good. My microphone was like a little bit to the left. I forgot to like turn it over. If it's not like directly facing you, that'll happen. Edgardo Navarro says, told my friend about your last video about crypto plan, asked him to give me a graphics card. Let's see. Caleb Thambin says, you should make a compilation of all your pop-ups. I think someone actually did do that once before. Let's see. Okay, hey, Ephraim Luvano says, hey, how do I know I'm not buying a GPU used for mining? Basically, here's the deal. If you go to buy a graphics card and the seal is broken, it was used for mining. So unless it's like literally brand new sealed, then it was used for mining. And even if it is sealed, you might want to check to see if there's any like scratches on the card or something, because it could have been used. Yeah, the streams are back. Yeah, baby. Streams are back, baby. Yeah, it's Saturday, baby. Yeah. Let's see. Rudy says, yo, graphic, when are you going to upload the Skyrim walkthroughs again? Yeah, that was I don't think we're going to be doing any gaming videos here. Nelson Lopez says, have you heard anything about Intel GPU in January? Do you sell any merchandise like t-shirts? Actually, funny that you say that. I'm actually going to get the website live this week to start selling some shirts. We're going to do mouse pads next. The first round of shirts, they're only going to be created once. So after they're gone, that's it. Then they'll have different designs after that, so it's going to be exclusive. The other thing I wanted to talk about is I'm going to start doing some monitor reviews here and there. The reason why is because obviously with video cards being in such short supply, I haven't been able to like do any reviews on them. It doesn't make sense. I'm not interested in reviewing products that you can't buy. That doesn't make sense. It's interesting to cover like news around them, but as for reviewing them as products, it's pointless, especially when you already have two major channels that do it nonstop. So I was going to take a couple monitors that people don't really, like there's not many reviews out about them or none at all, that look like very good value, and put a couple of those out. Sporadically here and there, there should be some reviews coming up with that stuff, just every now and then. CJ says, I have a 1080p 240 hertz monitor for esports games. For single player, think about getting a 1440p monitor for single player game. Do you recommend 60 or 144 hertz normally? I definitely recommend 144 hertz. I just wouldn't buy anything less than like at least 120 hertz period, no matter what you're doing on your monitor. Even if you're doing like Microsoft Word, 144 hertz, 120 hertz minimum. Seriously, it's like as soon as you get over 100 frames a second, everything's just so much smoother. But you specifically may be interested in this monitor review, which I'm going to try and get up this week as well, because I found a sneaking monitor, one that really hasn't been reviewed, that has a secret 240 hertz option, and it's a 1440p display, and it's $320, which is a pretty decent budget option for that type of resolution as well as frame rate. Now, the frame rate, if you do 240 hertz, it can't use G-Sync. It's G-Sync up to 180 hertz, as 240 hertz is technically overclocking, but it's still very impressive that it can do it nonetheless. And those monitors are typically like $800. So. All right, we got a super chat coming in from NetGo Gary. Thank you so much for the $3. He says, Ethereum hit 3K. Like I said, probably will hit 4K soon, lol. Yeah, I have no idea. It's like everything's going way up. As soon as that EIP 1559 hit, despite the fact that it's burning a bunch of Ethereum, it made it just way more profitable because more people became interested in it. So yeah, it's actually gone way up in price. Now, EIP 3554, I believe, is basically going to destroy mining on Ethereum, it sounds like, and that's coming up here in the near future. After that, I'm assuming most people will move to things like Ergo as well as Ravencoin. I don't think they'll be as profitable. Maybe if they suddenly jump in value, they might become a decent alternative. Otherwise, when you have all those people suddenly move to different coin, it's likely not going to be as profitable. But we'll see what happens. Honestly, NVIDIA may just have to completely block mining on their next generation cards if they want to continue to have a gaming audience. Because if the problem is, if every single generation, like the beginning of the generation, suddenly like causes a huge mining boom and it causes it to be like difficult to get cards at the very beginning every time, that's not good for really anyone. It's not good for NVIDIA because they eventually end up on the secondhand market. It's not good for gamers either. So they may have to consider like completely blocking it in a hardware level, and I don't know how they're going to do that. Because it seems like every other generation, there's like a little boom that goes off now. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. But as for now, yeah, it's still profitable to be mining. And it's going to take a little while until it's not. So we'll see. LHR on gamers and miner, GPUs on miners. Yeah, they're probably just going to fleece the miners with mining cards next generation like really bad. So if you're someone who's into mining, you're probably going to have to buy a card that's specifically for mining next time around. I don't think GeForce will do it. I think they're going to find a way to hardware lock it completely, and they're going to sell you very expensive video cards. So that's what I probably see happening. And there's another thing, and of course I'm not like a financial advisor here, but you got to remember, there's always a bunch of different regulations being proposed by the government. It sounds like they might be regulating crypto more heavily in the future here. So depending on what happens there, I mean, we could be all this cryptocurrency could basically be monopoly money. It could end up being worth basically zero if the U.S. government decides to be like, nope, we're not doing that anymore. So very, very high risk type of deal going on there. Some people say early 2022 for GPUs. Well, EIP 3554 hits in December. I feel like if the market hasn't fixed itself by then, by the EIP 3554 will make it basically impossible to mine. It'll be just not profitable at all, basically. So at that point, I assume there's going to be a huge drop-off. A lot of things hit in the secondhand market. That's just my guess. Let's see. What's 3554? It's a difficulty spike that's going to be introduced. They're basically going to flood the whole Ethereum thing with a bunch of like miners, like fake miners. So it's going to drive the difficulty like way up, and it's not going to be profitable anymore by that time. I talked about it in a recent video. So yeah, if by 4 months from now, if it hasn't been resolved, which I'm hoping it is, if it still hasn't, that'll probably be a big push towards getting GPUs out to gamers. Will that not hurt the silicon supply with separate LHR cards and mining cards? Well, I'm guessing next generation, guys, they're going to have a lot of silicon. I think they're going to be producing a lot of cards. Let's see. Is there anything you are excited about that's coming out? Yes, there's a lot of like monitor stuff coming, so that's going to be very interesting. When will you talk about this upcoming 6600 XT? Very soon. Hi, I love your videos, intros, and content. Well, thank you so much, Ellie, for the $2 super chat. By the way, as always, if you do super chat during the stream, just get a hold of me after the stream, and I'll get you a private link to the Discord. Speaking of which, I am going to be introducing membership soon as well. I just got to find some time to get around to it, and once we do, then that'll give you some ways to do some fun stuff in the chat. Let's see. Mike Lawton says EIP 1559 did nothing for the profits of miners. Essentially, any thoughts that GPU will rise now that crypto is going up again? Actually, yeah, you're going to see, at least for a short period of time, EIP 1559 is going to actually make it more profitable. After that, I don't know what's going to happen. I assume it'll eventually start to slow down again, but we'll see. I just don't know the exact timeline in which this is going to happen. Ultimately, guys, it's all going to come to a crash, is my guess, in terms of the mining. I think mining's going to go away, but it's just, when is that going to happen? I can't get you an exact date. I hope soon, especially with EIP 3554. I think that'll really start to rush things forward here in the near future. But again, I can't give you an exact date. So let's see. We got another super chat from Malara. Thank you so much for the $5. He says, I'm more pessimistic. I'm thinking end of 2023, early 2024, when those new component facilities are fully online. Yeah, well, here's the deal. Well, when we're talking about more silicon for next generation is end of 2023. That's when these factories are going online. So yeah, that's why I'm saying next generation, you're going to see probably a huge amount of silicon, because they're going to be trying to sell as much as possible. They'll probably even sell like specific mining cards to miners, but they'll have like the extra silicon to do it. So that should hopefully like basically completely fix it. But let's see. Mining is going to crash. It happened before. Yep, it probably will. It's probably going to crash. Like I said, I can't tell you like, oh, it'll happen next week, because I don't know. There's like the market's going all over the place right now, and if someone really knew exactly what was going to happen with the market, they'd have a lot of money. So all I can do is give you guys good estimates based on what happened last time, which would be my guess is in the near future here, you're going to see a crash in the crypto market, would be my guess. And even if it doesn't crash, mining's going to go away. So let's see. Fright Club, China used cryptocurrency and related technology to gain a superior foothold on crypto. If you keep falling into the stop mining mentality, you'll have fallen into their plan. That's some real tinfoil conspiracy stuff there, pal. That's a little too tinfoil for me, buddy. Stofos Gaming Official, thank you so much for the $5. He says, hey, GC, do you need a new mic or stand? If so, I'll send you one, man. We love your content. Well, sorry I jumped in and heard you talking about yours. Oh, well, thanks so much for the $5. New mic, I don't think so yet. Hopefully, let me make sure that, is it sounding like not great or something? Because if that is the case, I can fix it. Let's see. Yep, no, it should be sounding good. It should be sounding good. But no, I'm good on mic and stand at the moment. But yeah, thanks. And again, if you guys do super chats, just get a hold of me. I'll get you that private link to the Discord. Let's see. What kind of GPU do you have? Right now, in my main system, I'm using the Strix 3090 because I did that for a Corsair video. So that's what we're using. once Apple pushed smartphones past $1,000, consumers showed they were willing to pay any price, so pay any price they will. Yeah, the GPU market's totally screwed up because people are just like, yeah, let's just pay it. Like $10,000, let's do it. Yeah, baby. Do an ASMR video so we can rate the mic.
Is this good enough for you? I deserve respect.
See if that sounds any good. How much do you estimate a 3090 Ti and 4090 will be? There will not be any 3090 Ti. 4090, $2,000 to $3,000 is my guess. And if that sounds ridiculous, well, people are buying 3090s for $3,000 right now. So congratulations to the new people in the PC gaming market who's just bought up a bunch of $3,000 video cards. Yeah, you just moved up the price point. Because, yeah, that happened. It not only gamers, but also miners doing that too. Let's see. My 3090 Kingpin was $2,069. Yeah, it's already getting ridiculously expensive. So just like the Founders Edition of the 4090 is going to be $2,000 to $3,000. It's just going to happen. The market's expanded. People are willing to pay more money. I don't care as much about these super high-end cards. There's gonna always be people who want to buy like the fastest card, the most high-end GPU. Do I wish it was less expensive? Of course. I wish we would continue to get huge performance leaps and not have to pay insane prices. But what's more important to me is realistically the entry-level and mid-range GPU market. They have gotten out of control, and it needs to be reined in. We seriously need to have $200 GPUs that are affordable again. We just don't have them, and it's just horrible. So that needs to be fixed. So if they can at least fix that, like if next generation we can get like a $280 4060 and it's a huge upgrade in terms of performance, I'm okay with that. If they want to charge $18,000 for a 4090, go ahead. As long as you got some decent, price to performance in the mid-range as well as entry level. And even in like the mid/high end, if we can get some decent prices there, like you get like a 4080 for $800, that's even too much. Like, $650, $700. Hey, that's an awesome price. But yeah, as for the very top end, at this point, it's going to be expensive. So that's why I'm just like, we need to fight on these prices right now, because we need to try and make sure that the entry and mid-range market is at least somewhat healthy, because it's a mess right now. It's an absolute mess. Lord Gaben says, what is your most anticipated game coming out? What games do you play? My most anticipated game is actually Baldur's Gate 3. Games I'm playing right now is mostly Apex Legends, and I'm playing a few RPGs on the side as well. I actually started playing Pathfinder Kingmaker, and it's been pretty good so far. So what did AMD really just do? I see that we haven't gotten to that yet. Well, AMD really did it, guys. They really just introduced a 6600 XT for $380. Woo! It's gotten so out of control. It's one of those things where like I can't believe it, yet I can believe it. It's so outrageous and ridiculous. It's like, oh, what? They might as well have just released it at like $1,000. Like, oh yeah, the MSRP for the 6600 XT is gonna be $10,000. I mean, who wants to buy a 6600 XT for $380? It's ridiculous. That's just so outrageous and way out of hand. Like, what? $380? And it's got like a super crippled memory system. I don't think miners would want it. Gamers aren't going to have a good time with it at 1440p, even, to be honest with you guys, because I've tested the 6700 XT, and yeah, like beyond 1440p, the 6700 XT really struggles because of that low memory bandwidth. The 6600 XT, I think, is really going to struggle even at 1440p. So it's going to be a 1080p card, which, wow, a 1080p card for $400 in 2021? What progress! I mean, that's just, it's so ridiculous. I can't even wrap my brain around what has happened to the GPU market. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. And AMD should be ashamed of themselves for that. It's like, at least pretend that you're trying to make a decent video card. They just don't even care anymore. But we did get another super chat coming in from Mike Lawton. Thank you so much for the $2. It says, what are you drinking in the cup? Water as usual, baby. Yeah, baby, it's Saturday. Get some water, baby. Woo! All right, let's see. Caleb Thambin says, what do you think the MSRP of the upcoming 6600 XT should be? That's actually a great question. I think it honestly should be $250. I think they're $130 over what it should have been. Oh, here we go. Sterling M. We got them back in the chat here. Backflip. Here comes the backflip comments again. Any collaboration with other tech channels like Gamers Nexus, Hardware Unboxing? They're pretty busy. I don't think they would have time to do that. And frankly, like doing collaborations, it's fun and all, but it takes a lot more work than you think. People are in different time zones. One thing I do actually do is, if you know the Techonomics podcast. By the way, if you're not subscribed to them, I highly suggest you do so. Every now and then I tend to appear on one of their live streams, so I do that. I'm thinking, I have a second channel that I haven't been doing a lot on. I'm thinking of uploading some more like tech help videos on it that wouldn't really necessarily be a good fit for this channel. So if you're someone who's looking for like tech help videos, that'd be a good way to do that. By the way, if you play Apex Legends and you notice that like everything around you looks like Play-Doh all the time, I figured out a way to fix that. You go into your config file and it's locked to 3 gigabytes for texture streaming, and the texture streaming option in the game actually doesn't do anything. Well, I started messing around the config file. You can actually just replace the 3 with an 8 in front of 8 million. Is in front of the 3 million. Just change 3 million to 8 million. Save as read only, and there you go. It fixes it. So we tried it with 3 different people. It's a full fix. Random person, thank you so much for the $2. Says, you're right, AMD is just pathetic at this point. It's not AMD per se, it's Radeon. But you're totally right. I'm so disappointed with Radeon this year. My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is now ruined because AMD has had every opportunity to grow their market share and really become a serious threat in the GPU market, and it's just chose not to. I get they have prior commitments to their consoles. I get that they're making a lot more money off their CPUs. I get it. It makes sense in terms of short-term profits. But they had an opportunity to break into the GPU market like they haven't had in forever, and they just completely dropped the ball as usual. This is the thing that frustrates me the most about Radeon. They always have all these opportunities to do so great, and they always just drop the ball. It's so frustrating because I want them to do good, not because I, care about AMD or Radeon per se as a company. I don't really care about AMD. I don't really care about NVIDIA. I don't really care about Intel. But what I do care about is having a healthy market for consumers. And for that to happen, we need AMD to actually compete. We need them to actually exist in the GPU market. And they might as well not exist right now because the amount of GPUs they're selling is so minuscule in comparison to NVIDIA that, again, they might as well just not even be producing them at all. It's silly. It's ridiculous. So really, AMD, you should be ashamed of yourself by the pricing of your mid to entry-level GPUs. You should be ashamed by the low amount of cards you've even been able to produce. And you should be ashamed that you had an open, wide goal, and you just completely missed the goal once again. Because the RDNA 2 architecture is an awesome architecture. It's better than Ampere when it comes to performance per watt. It's a great architecture. And they have these great cards. It should have been just a home run, and they're just like, and drop the ball. So it's just another typical AMD, in typical AMD fashion. Here we go again, So that's why, I always get so excited when AMD releases new cards because I'm like, here's their opportunity. Here they come, and then they come around the corner to the finishing line and just trip on a rock. It's just a classic clown move from them. And I'm getting a little annoyed by it. I love AMD because they would give you value. They'd give you, products that would give you much better performance per price. And I love that about AMD. But they haven't been doing that recently. So it's like, okay, AMD, if you're not going to be giving us the value anymore, you're not going to be even producing enough cards, and you're not even going to be, in the GPU market whatsoever, basically, it's like, what are you doing? What are you even here for? Like, everyone's just going to buy NVIDIA now. This is what's going to happen. You're going to continue to lose market share, and that's not good for anyone. Malara, thank you so much for the $5. They say, do you have whiplash insurance? Just wondering, since your intros have you whipping around wildly. Funny, though. No, I do not have whiplash insurance. Let's see. But thank you so much for the $5. They can't make cards to compete with consoles. I'm like, I used to give AMD the benefit of the doubt, and I treat them like better than Nvidia or Intel because they were the underdog. And I don't mean treat them better in terms of like they wouldn't get a better review, but I wouldn't be as hard on them when it came to like their image and stuff like that. I'd be like, well, I want AMD to succeed, so I'm going to get excited about this next generation card. I'm going to get excited about this, and I'm going to try and tell as many people as possible. I don't really want to give AMD the benefit of the doubt anymore. They've let me down so many times over and over and over again. It's clear to me they just don't care about the graphics market anymore, at least this generation. I mean, look, maybe next generation they'll really come out with some bangers for the GPUs. It sounds like they got something really powerful. If they can produce enough of them and they're actually serious about competing, maybe they'll change how the narrative is next generation. But this generation and the last generation, and the generation before that, and the generation before that, it's just been nothing but them either, failing to do something architecturally, failing to do something in terms of price, failing to do something in terms of like this time around price, as well as not making enough. And it's become ridiculous. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of treating them like the underdog. They clearly don't want to be treated like the underdog. They want to charge premium prices, and they want to make premium products, and they want to act like they're, the top dog in the GPU market. Well, I'm sorry, AMD. You're not the top dog in the GPU market. You have not yet beat NVIDIA. I want to see you do it, but you haven't done it yet. And on top of that, you're also charging ridiculous prices, and you can't do it yet. No. You need to have feature parity, you need to beat NVIDIA, and you need to prove that you can beat NVIDIA for multiple generations in a row before you can have the audacity to come out here and charge the type of money that you're charging right now. Now, when it comes to the 6800 XT, that's fine. I'd like it to be $600. $650 is not too bad. The 6900 XT, way too expensive. You guys aren't ready to be charging those flagship prices. 6800, way too expensive. It could have been $500 and put a lot of pressure on the 3070. But AMD doesn't care about selling you cards. They care about making as much margin as possible to show their investors, look how much ASP we're making on these cards. A 6700 XT, way too expensive at $480. Should have been $400 max. Should have been $380. The 6600 XT it's a complete joke. It's ridiculous. It's shameful. Honestly, $380 for a 1080p card in 2021 is just ridiculous. It's like, do you even want to sell these cards? Because you're acting like you don't. Like, oh my God. So this is why I don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt anymore. It's clear to me that they don't want to, they're not being friendly to the consumer anymore. So if they're not going to do it, fine. But you're not getting, benefit of the doubt anymore when it comes to reviews and stuff like that. In fact, I think people are going to be extra harsh on AMD because they used to be this company that would give you value, and they, act as if they're the company that gives you value, and they're not anymore. So, yeah, someone will pay the price so they don't care. Yeah, and that's the problem. They're not even positioning themselves as like a customer-friendly type of company. They just aren't. So it's starting to annoy the heck out of me. 6600 XT could drive other card prices lower. Yeah, if it was actually good performance, or sorry, if it was actually a good price, but it's not. It's a horrible price. Thoughts on 5700G? Interesting. I don't think it'll be powerful enough. We need DDR5. It won't matter at this point. People will still buy NVIDIA over AMD 9 out of 10 times at this point. Well, this is the problem. People are going to buy NVIDIA over AMD because they don't even have any selling point anymore. What's the selling point of AMD? What is it? Like, okay, I'm going to go buy an AMD card. Why? Why? What's the selling point? Is it cheaper? No. Are they available? No. Do they have better technology? No. So what do they have? They have nothing. They literally have no selling points. They need to drop their prices. It's ridiculous. They look stupid. The Fidelity FSR. Okay, so yeah, like they're sort of on feature parity now. It's not. Why would anybody buy an AMD card right now? The only reason you would buy an AMD card right now is if you can find it on eBay for less than a scalped NVIDIA card. That's it. They don't have a selling point anymore. Like if the 6800 XT was $600, that's a great selling point, and you could actually buy it. Like, oh, I'll buy a 6800 XT over the 3080 because it's $100 less, and it gives you almost the same performance. $50 less in not having feature parity and being just slightly not, barely slower, but it's still slower. That's not good enough, AMD. $380 for a 6600 XT that's faster than the 3060, but probably slower than the 3060 Ti, which is $20 more. That's not good enough, AMD. Nobody wants to buy that. It makes no sense. Do you even want to sell cards? Because it sounds like you don't. It seems like are you going to just sell Radeon? Because what are we doing here? Why? It just makes no sense. Oh my God. It's just stupid. It makes AMD look so bad. Can you stop talking about RRP prices? No, because it matters. Because it actually matters. Because it tells you what AMD thinks about you. When AMD comes out and says $380 for a card that's 1080p these days, it's like, yeah, we know you're idiots and you'll buy this anyway. And we don't care about even positioning ourselves as a customer-friendly company. We don't care. We're not your friend. Screw you. That's what it says. That's what it says to me. It's so disappointing. It's frankly shocking. It's like, what is going on here? So yeah, AMD has no selling points for Radeon anymore. I still love their CPUs. That's great. They're a little too expensive, I think. But hey, you can't get a 16-core CPU from Intel, and it's not like $2,000. It's $800. So, I love their Ryzen CPUs, but Radeon is just a whole mess right now. And they've got to fix this next time around. They got to make way more cards. They got to price their stuff appropriately, and they've got to completely have feature parity with NVIDIA. If not, something that NVIDIA doesn't have. Because if they're just going to come out here again next time around and be like, yeah, we're going to charge you more for less. We're not going to produce any, and we're not going to have feature parity. And good luck editing on these. Who wants that? Like, what? I just, you want AMD to do well, so we have competition. But I'm not going to support this. This is just stupid. This has gotten so dumb. So NVIDIA monopoly for now. Yeah, the only company you can even buy from basically is NVIDIA. It's like, because even if you want an AMD card, where are you going to buy it? Like, they're not selling any. So where are you going to buy it? Like, yeah, they're sitting on shelves at Micro Center for $1,000 for a 6700 XT. Who wants that? Nobody wants that. That's worse than eBay prices. That's just stupid. Let's see. People purchasing from scalpers ruin the entire market. Agreed. By purchasing above MSRP, they are letting cards makers know they're willing to pay higher prices. Yep, that is absolutely the case. So please do not buy from scalpers online. There's a difference between buying something like an AIB card for a little over its MSRP because it has something nice. Yeah, go for it. When you're paying $1,000, $1,200, $1,400 for a 6700 XT or $3,000 for 3090, come on. You might as well put the red nose on and the white makeup because you're a clown. And you're just ruining you're ruining the whole market. Just look in the mirror and go, just this, oh my God. Just a bunch of clowns. Like, seriously. I've had it up to here with people ruining the GPU market. Stop. Please stop. I don't care if you're mining on the cards. I don't care if you're gaming on the cards. Stop buying them over their MSRP. Please. I mean, I get it if you have to do it for your work. I get it. Or if you're a YouTuber and you have to get cards to review or whatever. I understand that. Or you're a data scientist. I get it. But if you're a gamer and you got like a 1060 right now, just please hold on to your 1060. Don't buy something for over MSRP. If you want to try and get a drop on, Newegg or Best Buy or whatever, go for it. But over MSRP, no. Please no. Just please do yourself a favor, do me a favor, do the entire PC market a favor. This is going to seriously harm the PC market. We cannot do this. 1060s are great, actually. Yeah, if you got a 1060, you're perfectly fine getting by with that. AMD might as well only make CPUs for PC and stick to making graphics for consoles only. They basically are. I don't want them to do that, but they're basically doing that right now. They're just clowns at this point. They're just Radeon's just a bunch of clowns. I want to love Radeon. I want to. And I have a 6700 XT, and it's a great card, but it's just too expensive. It's just like, what are you doing? You can't demand these prices and expect to make market share. And they clearly just don't care about making market share anymore, which is a huge problem for not only them as a company, but for us. AMD needs to gain market share. They cannot sit here at 5% market share, because at this rate, they're going to be 5% of the market. They basically don't exist at 5%. They need to actually exist because they need to pressure NVIDIA as well. Even if you're an NVIDIA buyer, you need AMD to be around. I want them to be around. It's very exciting when they produce new products. I love when they come out with new products. The 7900 XT looks incredible. I can't wait till they bring it out next year. But I'm a little worried they're going to price it too high, because they seem to have this thing going on where they just want to make as much money as possible at selling as few as possible. That's not a good game plan. That's a terrible game plan. They need to rethink how they're doing things. Honestly, at this point, if they need to shift some supply away from 7 nanometer to 5 nanometer or like 12 nanometer, they need to do it, because we can't keep doing this. This is not working. We can't have AMD continue to slide in terms of market share. It's super harmful to the GPU market. And at this point, we desperately need Intel to come in, because we can't keep up like this. We can't have NVIDIA continue to take more and more market share. In fact, it's getting to a point where, another 5 years go by with AMD losing market share, and NVIDIA's going to have to be split up as a monopoly. Like, it's getting that bad. So something needs to happen. We need someone else to enter the market. We need AMD to get their shit together and actually start doing something, because this ain't working. It's not working, AMD. You can't keep losing market share. You're killing the GPU market. There's a lot of weight on your shoulders, AMD, and you need to live up to it, because this is not working. Let's see. All right, we got a super chat in from Malara. Thank you so much for the $2. He says, I buy AMD only to keep NVIDIA from monopoly easily. Yeah, I love buying AMD GPUs as well. I want the second system over. I want my girlfriend's system to have an AMD card in it, because I want a Radeon card as one of the two systems, so I can test things on both of them. I want AMD and Radeon to be around, and I want them to make great products. I loved how AMD was when they brought us good value, and I want them to continue to stick around and bring us good value. But if they're not bringing us good value, and they're not bringing us the features, and they're not bringing any supply, then I can't buy from them. So something's got to give. Like, this just isn't working. And then thank you so much to Scott Tane for the $5. It says, entertaining. You're right, AMD's missing an opportunity. Yeah, it's so frustrating to watch them. It's like if you're watching a soccer game and there's a wide open goal and there's someone, they're not even like that far away. They're like 2 feet away from the goal. It's like, here's the goal. It's from end to end of my room. I'm this far away from the goal. All I have to literally do is blow on the ball. I don't even have to touch it. I can just look at the ball and have it go in. In fact, the ball's going towards the goal. I haven't even touched it. It's going to go in. But instead, I jumped in front of it and kicked it away for no reason. It's like that. What are you doing, AMD? What the heck? The 6800 XT is a fantastic card. It should have been an easy victory for you. You should have been doing a victory lap by now, selling these cards left, right, and center. You should be making up market share like nobody's business right now. You should be fixing this GPU market, but instead, all the wrong decisions were made. Let's make everything on 7 nanometer at TSMC. Let's prioritize consoles. Let's make deals that we can't fulfill. Let's prioritize CPUs because we want to take the CPU market. I get that you want to take the CPU market, but you guys really got to put some effort into Radeon. Oh my God, AMD. Oh, so frustrating every freaking time. Every time. Missed $5 dono. Where? I didn't miss any. No, I don't see any. Let's see, man. I still like AMD good performance. Still, the 6600 XT can beat the 3016 performance, and you can find no 3060 below $400. I mean, yeah, but you could say the same thing about the 6600 XT. You could be, oh, it's going to be $1,000, so that makes the MSRP of a 3090 good. Like, it makes no sense. You can't compare the MSRP to scalper prices. That's not how it works. We're just comparing MSRP to MSRP because I don't care about scalper prices. I'm not paying scalper prices. I have no interest. No, it's just not happening. What's a good pre-built company? Probably none, to be honest with you. Like, you could say which is the least bad. Let's see. Do you think 6600 XT will sell out? I hope not. I swear to God, I'm going to lose my mind if the 6600 XT sells out. Like, if people are really paying, like, because it's going to be like $600-$700. So if people really buy out a 6600 XT at $700, I'm going to lose my mind. All hope is gone. It's just ridiculous. Let's see. Anybody in the comment section got a recap? We've just basically been complaining about how we want AMD to succeed, and they had such a good opportunity this generation, and they just refuse to execute correctly for whatever reason. They got a great architecture with RDNA2. I want them to do so. I want so badly for them to do well to take back market share so we can have a more healthy GPU market, and they just can't pull it off for some reason. Even with a great architecture, with a node advantage, with better performance per watt, just drop the ball. Just can't make enough now. You can charge too much. Okay, AMD. All right. What's the headline about? We're complaining about the 6600 XT costing basically $400 for the MSRP for a 1080p card in 2021. And make no mistake, the 6600 XT is absolutely going to be a 1080p card. You try and play any demanding games at 1440p, this card is going to not feel good. You're not even going to see it in reviews. I bet they'll test 1440p and they'll be like, it's all right. But try and actually play on it. The frame pacing probably won't be too great. You're probably going to have a little bit of stuttering. You're probably going to have some frame drops. Why? It's not going to be because of VRAM. It's going to be because it doesn't have enough memory bandwidth. And you can take that to the bank. I swear to God, this card is going to be terrible at 1440p and above. It's going to be horrible. It's just going to be a bad time. Now, it's going to be fine if you're playing like esports games. I'm sure it'll be fine. But 1440p, no. It's a 1080p card. And for $400, that's just outrageous. It's already being scalped for no reason, too. Yeah, it's already like $1,100 on Newegg. They just don't even care. They just don't even want to sell the card. Reserving it for $700. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. They can keep that card. They can keep it. I'm not paying over $250 for a 1080p card in 2021. That's just not okay. That makes no sense. Who in their right mind would do that? 3060, same thing at a lower price point. To be honest with you, I think the 3060 will start to make up. I'm going to say something. This might be a little controversial. I think the 3060 will feel better at a lower frame rate than the 6600 XT will at 1440p. I think at 1080p, the 6600 XT will trash all over the 3060. But I think at 1440p and ultra-wide 1440p, the 3060, even if it has a lower frame rate, will be a better experience. I think it will. And so to spend $380, $500, $700, $1,000 on a card that is basically locked to 1080p due to its low memory bandwidth and severely crippled memory system, no thanks. I'm not doing that. It just makes no sense. I mean, I guess you could maybe use FSR, but the FSR doesn't work as well at lower resolutions. It's better at 4K. It's all right at 1440p. So I guess you could use it at 1440p and have it render the game at a lower resolution. You could do something like that. That might help it. But if you're talking native 1440p rendering, it ain't going to be pretty. I'm telling you this much. And you're not going to see it in the reviews because they're just going to run canned benchmarks. where it's just benchmark runs and then they just write down the number. They're not going to tell you how it actually feels, and it's not going to feel good. I promise you that, because I'll tell you one thing: the 6700 XT does not feel good at 4K. The 3070 feels fine. It's not ideal because it's only 8 gigabytes and it doesn't have like a ton of memory bandwidth, but it's fine, especially if you overclock the memory. 6700 XT is a mess at 4K. It really feels bad, in my opinion. I've tried it. It plays fantastic at 1080p. It's pretty good at 1440p. 4K, it's a stuttery mess. It's a mess because it just doesn't have enough bandwidth. So you try the 6600 XT for me and tell me how it feels. It ain't gonna feel good. And what's the point of gaming with when you're getting stutters and stuff? It just no. The only way to stop Ethereum miners is to buy up from buying up gaming cards is to make specialized OpenCL compute cards. ASIC GPUs will just produce more e-waste. Yeah, at this point we're just gonna have to wait. I think. We'll see what happens over the next couple months if these Chinese cards continue to hit the market and drive prices down further. Prices were dropping significantly and have been continuously dropping for weeks now, which is great. So if that continues, that'll be good. If that's not enough, if that doesn't work out in the next couple of months, it's not enough to bring the prices down to MSRP. I think by the time you see AIP 3554, that's going to have a significant impact on mining. I think it's going to seriously hurt mining. You're going to see a lot more cards in the market as well. So I think worst case around December, you'll probably see a huge decrease in price as well as increase in availability. But that's what I'm thinking is worst case. Hoping is worst case. I really hope it doesn't get pushed back further than that. But yeah, I don't think dedicated cards we just need to stop mining. It's terrible for the environment. It's destroying like PC gaming every time it comes out. It causes a ton of harm, and it's a huge waste of power. It's an enormous waste of power. There's better ways of doing it. People are moving to proof of stake. That's a much better way of doing it. Let's see. Have you tried 3090 SLI? No, that's just silly. That's a huge waste of money. Will we see? Well, we all see invisible drop and MSRP. Not sure what you're talking about. 6600 XT at $380 is definitely ridiculous for a 1080p card. What was AMD thinking? I'll tell you what they're thinking. They're like, yeah, we don't really want to sell these things, so let's just charge as much as we can and just produce like a small amount so we can just make a bunch of money off of selling very few. They're probably going to be making like 3-4 times what they're putting into these cards. They're going to be making just crazy money on these cards. 590 worked great with V5X. 3090 is a waste for gaming, period, even at MSRP. It's definitely not worth it, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, it can be gotten for less. AUD. Okay, so, at what price point do you think Intel will come in at? Hopefully $200 to $400, maybe even $100 to $400. I hope so. I hope they have something. Let's see. Yeah, I really hope they have something for the entry-level market because those guys are getting shafted hard. Not good. Is the RX 590 a good temporary card for R5 5600X build? Yeah, that'll get you by, no problem. Just got a 3060 or Ti version. Those are going to get actual stock and it'll be easier to get. APU in 2022 will be the same thing for laptop gaming. Let's see. But yeah, as the new cards replace the old cards, GPU I think they're having like a conversation. Sadly, a PS5 is easier to acquire than a GPU these days. Honestly, if you really if you're thinking of building a whole new system, it might be a good idea to just buy a PlayStation and wait if you can get one. You might just want to buy a PlayStation 5 and just wait. Just wait a little longer. Wait till GPUs drop in price. It's gonna happen. People are always gonna say, "Oh, it's never gonna mining forever." They say that every single boom. It's gonna eventually go away, and you'll be able to buy your cards. I have a Ryzen 3600. Is an upgrade to 5900X worth it? That's a huge upgrade. I mean, you're talking going from 12 threads to 24 threads as well as getting a big IPC lift. So if the 3600 isn't doing it for you anymore and you want to buy that chip, go for it. As long as your motherboard can handle it, the VRMs. Is the Ryzen 5 5600G worth it? I actually haven't checked the prices on that, so I can't give you my opinion on that just yet. Matthew McDowell says, love your channel, almost caved in and bought from scalpers today. Not being able to upgrade for years has been dreadful. And now with the miner shortages, companies have easy excuse for malpractice. Yeah, got to stay strong. Stay strong. How long do you think I have to buy a 3070 for a decent price? I can't give you an exact date, but hopefully soon, if cards keep dropping in price. Think we will see super cards soon, or do you think NVIDIA/AMD will be satisfied with regular customers being able to purchase current SKUs through better availability through 2022? If AMD drops their price and demand is met, you will see a super refresh. They are working on it, I can tell you that. They have plans for them and stuff. It's just they're only going to tape them out if prices start to return to normal and AMD drops their price, because then they'll have to respond to that. So we'll see. Don't buy a 3070. It's only 8 gigabytes memory. Not that good. It's good enough if you're playing 1440p, but it's definitely kind of like on the edge there. Let's see. Will AMD's RDNA 3 beat NVIDIA's RTX 4000? I actually think it might. I think AMD might actually win next generation, so I hope to God they take it seriously next time. Like AMD, I swear to God, if you screw up next time, I'm going to lose my mind because you had such an open goal this time and you missed the shot. So please, dear God, AMD, next time around, I know you have a fantastic architecture. I know it. It's going to be a great card. So please, make enough of them and price them accordingly to just dunk on NVIDIA, because we need you to win for like 2 generations straight and take a bunch of market share back so that we can have more fair prices and people are like, actually consider buying AMD, because there's so many people who just don't even consider AMD right now because your prices are whack, you don't have feature parity, and you haven't won in the flagship area yet, and that's a big deal. You have to win. So please take it seriously next time, AMD. 79 XT will be $1,900. Wouldn't be surprised. Let's see. 3070 is amazing for 1080p. Will max everything. It's a little overkill for 1080p. 3070 is definitely a 1440p card. Or like super high refresh rate 1080p. Why would you sell your 3090? People would sell their 3090 probably because they can make like $2,000-$3,000. That's why. It's ridiculous. There's a bunch of clowns out there who'll pay $3,000 for a 3090. That's just so ridiculous. Makes no sense at all. Did you see LTT kind of defend the price of 6600 XT because he said all the prices for the companies to build GPUs increased? Yeah, Linus has been pissing me off. He's been taking the side of the companies, but why? I don't care that their cost of materials have gone up. We can see their quarterly earnings and they are making so much money you wouldn't believe it. Like, as if they need an excuse to raise their prices. Like, what? Are you out of your mind, Linus? Are you out of your mind? Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? It makes no sense. There's no reason to defend these price hikes. Like, but copper went up in price. You don't understand. No, I don't care that copper went up in price. Have you seen how much money they're making? They're making so much money. These companies are making more money than they have ever made before. And I don't care how much money they make on their products. They're making so much. They're making like 2-3 times what they're putting in. And honestly, I could care less if they made 10%. I don't care how much money these companies make. I care about if it's a fair price for the customers. And if you don't understand that, if you're a YouTuber out there and you're spreading the message of, well, but the company, what are you doing? Why? Why? Why do you care how much money they make? Whose side are you on? Are you on the side of the customers and the viewers? Or do you want the companies to make more money? Like, what? How does that help anyone? That doesn't help anyone. What? I'm going to lose my mind. Oh, my God. It's like something happened. Something happened this generation where people are like,
Oh, but the companies, they need to make more money.
why? Who cares? Are you invested? Are you an investor? Are you on the board? Like, do you own 90% of the company? Why do you care if they make more money? Well, why? Why should you care? You shouldn't care. What? This makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. It's mind blowing. It's shocking and disturbing. You need to use that voice in your videos. Let's see. Okay. Considering Linus has over 10 million and most don't have a GPU, that really isn't the best thing to say. Yeah, he's just being really. That's such an insensitive thing to say, like, right now. Like, really, Linus? Like, you need to, like, take your head out of your butthole and take a look around and read the room. Because why? What the heck? What are you saying? Think about it for a second. For 1 second. Oh, my Lord. Okay. Thank you so much for the $2. Ellie says, this is why I start to prefer you over Linus now. Well, I'll tell you this much. I'll tell it to you straight. And I'm not going to point fingers at anyone, but there's a lot of people out there who are not going to tell you the truth. I don't sign any NDAs. I specifically don't sign any NDAs for these companies because, like, when it comes to NVIDIA, AMD, all these big companies that people do reviews for, I'm not signing their NDAs. I don't have anything that they can't stop me from saying anything, so I'll tell you exactly what I think. And not everyone can do that. Because when you're doing reviews for AMD and NVIDIA and Intel and all these big companies, and you sign these NDAs and you have, working relationships with these companies, there's things you don't want to say and there's things you can't say. Well, boys, the gloves are off. No NDA signed. Nobody can tell me what to say. And you know what? Screw you, AMD. Screw you, NVIDIA. You guys suck. You guys have been just acting like just total dicks. Sick of it. Just taking so much advantage. They both have just been acting just terribly. Tyrone says Linus is literally the only way manufacturers can actually listen, and he just too scared to pick sides. Well, and the thing is, sometimes he does come out and say something. Like, he'll actually sometimes be like, hey, NVIDIA, that wasn't cool. And I'm like, thank you, Linus, because you can reach millions of people. And I don't have that luxury. So thank you for saying something good. And then he comes out and he's like,
oh, the 3080 Ti, buy it now. Oh.
What? No, don't buy it now. Makes no sense. Ugh. But yeah, let's just actively destroy this. Let's just try and go out of our way and destroy the GPU market. It's not bad enough already. Let's just tell people to waste their money. Yeah, that's a good idea. Like, what is going on here? With, like, what happened? There's so many YouTubers that all of a sudden just decided, yeah, I like companies more. Like, what? The customers are your viewer base. This should be who you're rooting for. John York, thanks so much for the $5. He says, you are the modern Adam Carolla with your rants. Well, something just, this generation, something really happened. I've lost my mind. The gloves are off, fellas. There's no more playing nice with these companies. I'm personally just gonna use my GPU to mine Ethereum to pay for my new GPU. I'd still don't buy a scalped one though. All right. Let's see. Is FXX good AIB? To be honest with you guys, if you ever have to ask, is XAIB good? Here's a question. you can't trust anyone. You can't trust any of these AIBs. You can't trust any of these companies because they can all make good products and they can all make bad products. It depends on the price and the build quality. So you just got to look at it in a card by card basis. There's no easy answer. You cannot pick a company. If they can cheap out, they'll do it. Starboy Don't Care says Graphically Challenged needs a Nobel Peace Prize. Well, let's get nominated, baby. Yeah, baby. Oh, I don't plan on buying anything scalped. I'd rather buy from under the table or something to get MSRP. Under the table? Who do you know that can get you? Remember to support these companies in the future that are not scalping us now. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, baby. I just gave up on AMD. Now its next gen should be taken seriously. Yeah, please AMD, take the next generation seriously. Yeah, baby. Got a bunch of yeah babies in the chat. Yeah, because like seriously, AMD has such good cards this generation. It should have been an easy win, but they just didn't take it seriously. So we really do need to get that. They need to take it seriously next time. They need to make way more cards and price them appropriately, because it could really be. They could really take a lot of market share if they do that. Jones, hey, GC just showed up. Can you briefly explain what you talked about up until now? We have been absolutely railing on AMD for the 6600 XT launch price. Been railing on AMD in general for having an open goal this generation and a great architecture and just failing to meet demand, as well as pricing their cards wrong. Been railing on all the companies for taking advantage of the situation. We've been railing on reviewers for doing a very poor job and taking the side of companies over the customers and their viewers, which is just disgusting. This is sick. And so it's just been like the let's rail on everybody podcast, basically. This isn't even a podcast. Thank you, Malara, for the $2 once again. AMD keeps dropping the football in the end zone. Yeah, they're literally in the end zone. They just are like throwing it in the stands. Which AIB do you like the best? I don't really have a preference right now. I guess I would. I can't say. I really can't. They've all screwed up so many times. What happened? Just saw the thumbnail. Just rewind for a sec. I've re-explained it like 5 times. So just rewind like, I don't know, a minute. I just re-explained. So just check that out. John York, thank you so much for the $5. Love your Techonomics podcast visits. Yeah, I tend to go on the Techonomics podcast probably every couple of months or so. It seems like whenever they ask me to go on there, I usually find time. GPU RAM. Wowza. Yowza. Here's your problem. Too many toasters. And you know what they say, all toasters toast. That's such a classic. Let's see. EVJ seemed to be the only one semi-alright this gen. Yeah, sort of. And then they built cards that were blowing up, so. How much could I get a GPU for 400, 450? Just, I'd be looking for like 3060 Ti to 6600 XT and just try and find one for MSRP if you can. Let's see. I thought AMD did a great job with 6800 XT. It's just $50 too much in the price performance of the RTX 3080. If it was $599, everyone would be saying 6800 XT unless you want ray tracing. I agree. You're dead on with that one. 6800 XT, it's good at 650, but it would have been great at 600. I wonder if video game developers care about their customers not being able to get cards. Wouldn't this limit their ability to sell AAA games? Yeah, I'm at a certain point. I mean, like, they probably are getting frustrated. They're probably like, well, we thought everyone was going to have next-gen cards, but they're mining. So, Just got an EVGA 3090, praying it doesn't burn down my house. Crosses fingers. Yeah, that's a little... That EVGA 3090, that For the Win 3 is yikes. Just limit your max for FPS, I'll tell you that much. Give me your best Joey from Yu-Gi-Oh impression. Gosh, I haven't watched that in so long. Doesn't he just do like a really terrible Jersey accent or something? I couldn't do it if I tried. What does he sound like? Let's look it up real quick. Joey from Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh. Let's see. Yeah, baby. Let's see. Here, let's see how he sounds real quick.
Not that I'm giving you much. Too weak to make a move.
I'm trying to listen to him, but oh yeah, that's a terrible accent. I play this face down and end my turn. I can't do it either. It's just like a really terrible Jersey accent or something. It's bad. All right. Thank you so much, John York, for the $5. Do your Schwarzenegger. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna do something. I can't do that on stream. That's right. When he's talking about how he loves going to the gym so much, you probably know if you watch Pumping Iron. But it would be not safe for work on the stream. Can't say it. But you get to the chopper. What's some other stuff he says? It's been so long since oh yeah, I love when he throws the knife in Predator. Stick around. Put that cookie down. Yeah. It's not a tumor. Yeah, he has a lot of classic lines. Let's see. What time is it where you are now? It's not too late. That's good. Come with me if you want to lift. When we're at Gold's Gyms, we do everything in sets of 10. 10 reps. MSI sucks, period. It's not a tumor. What are your predictions for the 3050 and 3050 Ti? I'll give you a prediction. They're going to be overpriced. There you go. That's a classic. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. You see, the thing about doing a great Arnold accent is that you don't put too much on the... people try and go too much into that, but really, it sounds a little bit more normal, you know? You got to just kind of talk like a normal guy. Yeah, don't buy a GPU, Arnold 2021. Let's see. For the next generation, NVIDIA and AMD should charge the ones who defended high prices $500 over MSRP. Yeah. Edgy Bloke says, "Are you bumming?" Oh, great. We're bringing the B meme back. Yeah, if you were here for the last stream, you'll know about the B meme. I put B's in front of everything. Instead of Jill, call him Bill. It's crazy. Yeah, lifting weights is like bombing. Oh my god. You can do You're the Last Chocolate Chip Cookie. It's from Jingle All the Way. Yeah, I remember Jingle All the Way. I don't remember him saying that. He said that. You're the last chocolate chip cookie. I don't remember him saying that. You ate the last chocolate chip cookie. You sound like Arnold from Twins. Nothing's better than getting a good pump. When you're pulling up that weight, you need to get the good pump. If you're not feeling the pump, then you're not doing it right. Should consider a career in voiceovers. That whole industry is so overflowing. I feel like it just can't even. You wouldn't be able to break into it. Oh no, the B meme. Yeah, the B meme's back, guys. AMD really just released the Bixty 600 BXT at this price. Go voice very bad anime. Yeah. Just do like a really, like, I feel like every voice actor who does like the English version of a dub just does like it just sounds offensive. It's just like, it's so over the top. Like when they do the voiceover for him. Thank you for the Crypto Mining Noob says, thank you for the education and updates. You inspired me to buy mining cards without HDMI to help gamers get a chance to grab some. Well, if you want to do that, go ahead. You might have a hard time reselling those though. That's the only issue with that. But hey, I like that you're not buying gaming cards. Sub better than dub. Let's see. AMD would take over the market if Elon Musk owned the company. Oh, here comes some more of the B meme. Bro, my friend Bo bought a GPU off eBay for over MSRP. We can get some B's in the chat. The B meme is like, you just got to put B in front of, like, you replace the first letter of a word for no reason with B. Like, and I feel it's like a disease. And once you start doing it, you can't stop. Like, let me try and think. Like I said earlier, instead of Jill, it would be Bill. Like, why? I don't know. It's so dumb that it makes me giggle, you know? It's so dumb. It's like the most lowbrow, like, bomedy that exists. That's too many B's. I can't even read that. Bruh, but, bo, bu, bean. You gotta like pick and choose. You'd be like, bro, what do you bean? Like, you gotta do it in like a really dumb way. It's gotta be really lowbrow. But in any case, we're getting to the B memes. This is getting way off the rails. We gotta wrap this up. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to answer the last few questions here, and then we're going to wrap this stream up. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching anyway. But let's see. Any PS5 news? It's out. Edgy Bloke says Binga. Short for Bazinga. The funniest, yeah. Oh, so funny. Ha. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Big funny. Ha ha. Epic. You gonna end the stream this early? Well, yeah, it's getting kind of late. I'll answer some more questions here, and then we'll wrap this up. Bomedy, yeah, let's go. At graphically challenged. Okay. So Starboy Don't Care says only if you could buy new parts for GPU instead of buying one every year. Yeah. Epic. Jeez, you're really losing it now. Yeah, this is bomedy. Yeah. Ugh. Ben 3 Plus or Ben 4 News? What are you even saying? BS5. Yeah, the B memes have started to infiltrate the chat. It's really getting off the rails. Let's see. Bintel and banned BAMD. He's saying Zen, but it's Ben? What? That one's dumb. That one's so dumb. I'm telling you, the B memes, it's a disease. I shouldn't have introduced it. Like, once you start saying it, you won't be able to stop. You'll be here like 3 years from now being like, hey, Bill, could you hand that to me? Let's see. When is Best Buy getting more GPU stock? Probably in a week or two. Let's see. How long would you say 10 gigabyte 3080 will last into the future? Long enough where it won't matter, I would guess. Pass the booth. That already has a B in it. You can't replace B with B. All right. Would you say the RTX 2060 for $360 is worth it? Not really. It's a little too expensive. It's not like horrendous, but that's still a little too much. B box Series B. I feel like that needs to be Xbox Series B, because like you don't expect the B to come in. Oh jeez. I sold my 2060 Super for 500 LMFAO. Well, yeah, some clown bought that. Yeah. B stands for what? You just nothing. It stands for nothing. The 3090 buy will be overpowered. Jeez, these are hard to even read. You gotta like pick and choose where you put it. B stands for God. It's just B. Yeah, it's just BMD really did it. You have started a brisis. Yeah, this is. I told you guys, it's a disease. You gotta like put it in the right spot though. All right, I'll answer a few more here, and then we'll wrap this up. Because, yeah, this is getting way off the rails. Could you recommend an RTX/Radeon card, which would preferably be the best option for 1080 gaming right now? RTX/Radeon card. Cheapest one you can get, I guess. Probably 3060, 6600 XT, but... Oh, I really just don't like the 6600 XT. I don't think you should buy it. You shouldn't buy it. Probably 3060, 2060 maybe. Make more tutorial videos. I think I'll put some on my other channel, to be honest with you. I have Bovid. I mean, that's not funny, but... Yeah, I think you actually don't have Bovid. That's why I'm laughing, because I'm pretty sure you don't have it. Yeah, I know this guy, and he thought he had COVID, which if he did would not be funny. But the B meme made me laugh, so, and he doesn't have it, so that's good. Let's see, BTX on. Oh, jeez. It has to flow though. Like you can't just shoehorn it in. It's gotta flow in the sentence. GC realizes audience are a bunch of beamers. B will overtake the channel. Prepare for an uprising of B. Yeah, next thing you know, videos are gonna be filled with the B meme everywhere. All right. We're getting off track though. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this stream up. I think based. I'll answer one or two more questions here, and then we'll wrap this up. Let's see. Edgy Bloke says, "Hold up. When do you think I should start buying parts for my first PC? As soon as graphics cards hit a decent price. Just don't even buy anything until then. Screw all these Balpers, yeah." When do you think micro LED will come out? Probably in like 2 to 4 years. Veggie Bloke. Based graphically B. Oh, balanced. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this is truly based. The B meme is based. It's really based. Edgy Bloke says, "No, now. I need it now. Gimme. Mine. Gimme now." I beat it now, yeah. Get his likes up too, yeah. But in any case, yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this one up, guys. I'll read this last question here. Let's see. Oh, it wasn't even a question. All right. We're gonna AMD or Intel, whatever's the best price to performance. There's your answer. Probably 10th gen Intel, to be honest with you. But I think that'll do it. It's a great, epic, very epic stream. But yeah, we're really, you paid $5 to put that in. Thank you, Edgy Bloke, for the $5. He says, "Stinky." This is such a low bar for comedy these days. I should say bomedy. Yeah, bomedy has reached just comedy and it's just reached a whole new level. Stinky poopy haha. That's what was worth $5 to say. All right. Well, there you go. This is a based stream. This stream is really based. Yeah, comedy has reached an absolute. It's just reached. It's really, really at this point. So, I think with that, we'll wrap it up. Because, yeah, this has really gone off the rails. So thank you, everyone, so much for watching. I will hopefully see you guys next week. I know it's kind of been like every other week, but I want to start doing this the weekly streams again. I want to start doing them every Saturday night. So, yeah, Saturday nights, we'll start doing those again every week, hopefully, if nothing goes wrong. Because I had a bunch of stuff going on, so that's why I wasn't able to do it. But in any case, yeah, every Saturday night we should be streaming again. So if you want to come in here and post all kinds of heinous stuff, actually don't do that. But you can post questions while I will be here. So thank you everyone so much for watching. And of course, I'll see you guys in the next video.